Welcome back to WanderSphere. Europe is home to some of the wealthiest nations in the world, but not all countries in the region share in that prosperity. Today, we're going to explore the top 10 poorest countries in Europe and examine the reasons behind their economic struggles. From political instability to historical challenges, each nation has its own story of hardship. Let's dive into why these countries remain economically disadvantaged despite being part of a continent that is largely developed. Number 10. Ukraine. Ukraine, one of Europe's largest and most resource-rich countries, has been facing significant economic challenges for decades. The main reason for Ukraine's economic difficulties is the political instability that has plagued the country since gaining independence from the Soviet Union in 1991. Corruption has been a persistent problem, preventing reforms and slowing down development. The ongoing conflict with Russia, particularly the annexation of Crimea and the war in eastern Ukraine, has severely damaged the economy, crippling industries and driving away foreign investors. Ukraine also relies heavily on outdated industries such as steel and coal, which struggle to compete globally. While agriculture is a strong sector, it is not enough to lift the economy to prosperity. These factors, combined with widespread poverty and a weakened infrastructure, make Ukraine one of the poorest countries in Europe. Number 9. Moldova. Moldova, sandwiched between Romania and Ukraine, is often regarded as Europe's poorest country. Its economic troubles stem from its dependence on agriculture, which is highly susceptible to weather changes and market fluctuations. Moldova also suffers from political instability, with frequent changes in government and unresolved territorial conflicts, like the Transnistrian issue, which drain resources and discourage foreign investment. Corruption is rampant in both the public and private sectors, making it difficult for businesses to grow. Many Moldovans leave the country in search of better-paying jobs abroad, leading to a significant brain drain. This exodus of skilled workers leaves the country struggling to develop. Additionally, Moldova's small size and lack of industrialization hinder its ability to diversify its economy, keeping the country trapped in poverty. Number 8. Albania. Albania, despite its stunning landscapes and growing tourism industry, remains one of Europe's poorest nations. A key factor in Albania's economic struggles is its difficult transition from a communist dictatorship to a market-based economy. The collapse of communism in the 1990s led to widespread poverty, and although Albania has made progress, the country is still grappling with corruption, weak institutions, and a lack of investment in critical sectors like education and healthcare. Its economy relies heavily on agriculture and remittances from Albanians living abroad, which makes it vulnerable to global economic shifts. In addition, the country's infrastructure remains underdeveloped, with poor roads and limited access to modern technology in rural areas. Albania's slow pace of modernization and lack of industrial development further contribute to its low income levels and high unemployment rate, keeping it at the bottom of the European economic ladder. Number 7. Bosnia and Herzegovina. Bosnia and Herzegovina, a country still recovering from the devastating war in the 1990s, faces deep-rooted economic challenges. The Bosnian War left the country's infrastructure in ruins, and even today, much of it remains in poor condition. The political structure of the country, divided along ethnic lines, complicates governance and decision-making, leading to inefficiency and corruption. The economy relies heavily on agriculture, forestry, and remittances, with limited industrialization to fuel significant growth. Unemployment, especially among the youth, is exceptionally high, and a lack of job opportunities forces many to emigrate. Bosnia and Herzegovina's complex political system, weak institutions, and underdeveloped industries have made it difficult for the country to attract the kind of foreign investment needed to modernize its economy and lift people out of poverty. Number 6. Kosovo. Kosovo is one of Europe's youngest countries, having declared independence from Serbia in 2008. However, its journey to economic stability has been a difficult one. The legacy of war in the late 1990s devastated Kosovo's infrastructure and economy. Today, the country faces high levels of unemployment, especially among young people. Kosovo's political status is still a point of contention, with several countries not recognizing its independence, which makes it difficult to integrate into the global economy. This lack of international recognition affects its ability to secure foreign investments and develop trade relationships. Kosovo also struggles with corruption, which undermines economic growth and discourages foreign businesses from setting up operations. Agriculture and remittances from Kosovars abroad remain the backbone of its economy. But the country has yet to fully transition to a modern, diversified economy capable of providing enough jobs and economic security for its citizens. Number 5. North Macedonia. North Macedonia, a landlocked country in the Balkans, faces many economic challenges despite its efforts to modernize. The country's economy is hindered by its small size, lack of access to major markets, and limited natural resources. Political instability and disputes, such as the long-standing name issue with Greece, which was resolved in 2019, have historically delayed North Macedonia's entry into international organizations like the European Union. Corruption remains a significant issue, slowing down reforms and preventing sustainable growth. While tourism has been on the rise in recent years, particularly in the beautiful city of Ohrid, the country's reliance on agriculture and low-wage industries limits its economic potential. High unemployment, especially among the youth, continues to be a major concern, as many Macedonians seek better opportunities abroad. Number 4. Montenegro. Montenegro is one of Europe's smallest countries, and its economy struggles due to its size and reliance on a limited number of industries. The country's beautiful coastline makes tourism one of its most important economic sectors. But this also makes Montenegro highly vulnerable to fluctuations in global travel trends. While Montenegro has made progress since gaining independence from Serbia in 2006, corruption and weak institutions still hamper economic development. The country relies heavily on foreign investments, particularly in real estate, but the benefits of these investments don't always trickle down to the general population. Additionally, Montenegro has a high level of public debt, which limits its ability to invest in infrastructure and social services. With a small workforce and limited industrial activity, Montenegro faces significant challenges in achieving long-term economic stability. Number 3. Serbia. Serbia's economy has been shaped by decades of political turmoil, wars, and sanctions, which have left a lasting impact. While the country has made progress in recent years, it remains one of the poorest in Europe due to its slow transition to a market economy. Unemployment, particularly among young people, remains high, and corruption continues to be a problem that stifles business growth. Serbia's reliance on traditional industries, such as agriculture and manufacturing, means that it has been slow to adapt to the modern global economy. Additionally, the country faces political tensions in the Balkans, especially with Kosovo, which affects its international relations and trade. Despite these challenges, Serbia has potential for growth, particularly in the tech and tourism sectors, but significant reforms are needed to unlock this potential. Number 2. Georgia. Although geographically part of the Caucasus, Georgia is often included in discussions of Europe's poorest countries. Georgia's economic difficulties can be traced to the collapse of the Soviet Union, which led to a dramatic decline in living standards and widespread poverty. The country has struggled with political instability, conflicts, and corruption, which have slowed down economic reforms. While Georgia has made strides in recent years, particularly in improving its ease of doing business, the country still faces high levels of unemployment and underemployment. Many Georgians live in rural areas where access to services and infrastructure is limited. The economy relies heavily on agriculture and remittances, and while tourism is growing, it has not yet reached a level that can significantly boost the economy. Georgia's journey to economic recovery is ongoing, but poverty remains a significant issue. Number 1. Bulgaria. Bulgaria is often ranked as one of the poorest countries in the European Union, and its economic struggles are deeply rooted in its communist past. The transition to a market economy after the fall of communism in 1989 was difficult, and the country continues to deal with the legacy of that period. Corruption remains a major issue, particularly in government and business sectors, which hampers foreign investment and development. While Bulgaria has a growing tourism industry, especially along the Black Sea coast, much of the country still relies on agriculture and low-wage manufacturing jobs. Many Bulgarians seek work abroad due to the lack of opportunities at home, leading to a shrinking workforce and a brain drain that further weakens the economy. Despite its membership in the EU, Bulgaria still faces significant challenges in raising living standards and reducing poverty. And there you have it, the top 10 poorest countries in Europe and the reasons behind their economic struggles. While these countries face many challenges, they also have great potential for growth and development in the future. If you found this video informative, don't forget to like and subscribe to WanderSphere for more in-depth travel and cultural insights from around the world. Let us know in the comments which of these countries you'd like to visit one day. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure.